Welcome to Happy Homes and Gardens. I'm your host. My name is Daphne Royse. I am a real estate broker, architecture, and interior designer. Under the California initiative, by 2035, 100% of new trucks and cars sold in California will be zero-emission vehicles. Electric car may be a very economic solution to deal with the high price of gasoline. Chargelink is one of a few companies that produce car chargers for homes, office, and public places. Anatoly is the founder and CEO of Chargelink. Is here to share more information about chargers and his visions of Chargelink.
Everybody, my name is Anatoly Corp. I am a founder and CEO of Chargelink. At Chargelink, we design, manufacture, and operate EV charging stations and smart technologies for electric vehicles. And our main goal is to become an energy company that can supply energy to residential houses, commercial buildings, and cities, and own the infrastructure that the government can rely on. But in order for us to get there, we're starting with chargers because it is a necessary component in the EV space, and that we need to supply because there will be more and more electric vehicles on the road, and we don't have necessary infrastructure to support the demand. So that's why we are working on charging stations today.
I understand Chargelink is one of a few companies making electric car chargers. Please tell us what kind of chargers you provide for the customers, and also a little background about Chargelink.
We started Chargelink a couple of years ago after developing electric powertrain, electric motorcycle battery for one of our clients. We had a company more like a custom hardware technology company that works project by project. But when we developed an electric charging station for the motorcycle, we realized that we will have a huge demand for electric vehicles. The government can support an infrastructure, and we have a great opportunity. We developed 20 different charging stations, fast charging stations, 7.2 kilowatt AC for your house. We can install those at residential buildings that can charge your car in 4 to 6 hours. And those are primarily for people who want to charge their vehicles while they sleep. And 90% of EV drivers charge their vehicles at night. And we also have DC charging stations, ultra fast chargers, 150 kilowatt DC that we can install close to highways. And we have many pre-orders from customers from my previous business at locations where it's super easy to pull out and charge your car within minutes, not hours.
So I assume those are fast chargers that you just mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. Those can charge your car in 30 minutes plus. Really depends on the battery size. And we're also adding batteries into the chargers so that we can manage energy smarter than we do today.
Please tell us about your battery products and what they exactly do beyond the chargers.
We will actually announce batteries on 15th of November, the presentation of Plug and Play Venture Summit, where I will talk more about batteries that can be installed in the charger itself, can be transferred to your house, to your power wall, and within 5 minutes you can take it out and transfer it to the mega pack that can supply energy for the whole city or an island. And there are many business ideas. For example, we can have an island who has diesel generators, and then you can add solar plus batteries and add EV chargers, and those batteries are going to supply the energy to the whole city, basically. But you can also use these batteries for virtual power plant. If you have a house and a battery at the house, you can even generate money by reselling electricity back to the city if you take it from solar. And there are so many different applications like national parks. If the existing power there is 10 kilowatt and you have a 100 kilowatt hour battery, it will take you, let's say, 10 hours to charge approximately your car. But if we have a battery there, let's imagine we will give you 40 kilowatt additionally from the battery and 10 from the grid, is going to be 50 kilowatt speed. So now you can charge it so much faster than if you would do that with 10 kilowatt. And rural areas do not have necessary infrastructure, physical wires under the ground to support the demand for electric vehicles that is coming, and you want to charge your car anywhere you go. But today, if you go to places like Death Valley or other places, it's just impossible for you to charge your car in a matter of minutes, not hours. And even difficult to find a charger that you can charge your car within like 4 to 6 hours. Yeah.
Are those battery portable or have to be in a fixed location?
You can transfer battery from one place to another. That's the idea of our technology. It's not stationary. You can pull out and put it back within 5 minutes. So that's the biggest differentiation. There are many challenges of doing that because you can actually damage the battery if you connect it to 1,000 similar batteries. Like how cycles are gonna work? How many times can you charge it and recharge it? Can it be as a separate entity only, and so on? But those are challenges we need to work on. It will take us a while, a couple of years, as for any hardware company, but that's the next step for us, and we're excited to work on it. The battery business is going to be big. It's growing 200% a year. We need more batteries to help the infrastructure that we have today that was not built and never built for electric vehicles. But it's going to change. Yeah.
Will you think that you will have a different sizes of batteries just for the need in the future?
Yeah, we will announce 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt power walls and mega packs. Those are for megawatt scales, like 3 megawatt that can supply the whole city. Yeah. But those 3 megawatt packs, basically a combination of small battery packs that you can pull out from those charging stations or from power walls. Yeah.
So I understand not everyone, but most people charging their cars from electrical grid. It's not from the solar systems. So do you foresee the solar technology will increase dramatically in the next 10 years?
Yeah, the solar is growing really fast, I think within the last 10, 15 years. And we can supply the whole world by installing solar panels. It will grow, I don't know for how many years more, but I guess until we will reach the point when the whole energy that is coming to the city and the country will come from solar. We can actually install as many solar projects as we can to supply the whole country. We don't need other different type of energies, but then we need them. We need other energy providers, because what if something happened to solar panels? What if another disaster happens? And if it is cold, if there are just different applications, I guess. But solar is a big market, and we will be involved in the solar business as well. And my co-founder had 10 years of experience in solar. He worked at Sunrun. He worked at Trinity Solar, and he made big projects in Africa and helped Sunrun to do some big projects in New York and Massachusetts, New York, and Florida. Yeah.
I recently read an article that they actually want to install windmills on the commercial buildings, rooftop or just on top of building. Do you think that this was something beneficial to your battery products, that you can draw powers from other sources of renewable energies?
Yeah, we can basically take energy from any energy provider and put it in the put it in a battery and distribute it through the charger to your car. But our chargers are also solar compatible or wind turbine compatible. You can add a wind turbine or solar and then charge your car through the charger without connecting this to the grid. So that's different technology as well. wind market is big as well. It's growing. Many companies invest, big companies like General Electric, Schneider, and it's not that popular as it is popular in Europe, like what we have here in the US. But we need that market as well, and we can take energy from them for sure. Yeah.
How will the electrical grid system meet the demands when everything switched to 100% electric?
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer because we can't imagine what can happen to electrical grid of US, because we already have troubles with electrical grid. We have fires, PG&E went bankrupt multiple times, and government support them. They can't basically die because government will give them money always because they own an infrastructure. And that's what we are trying to do at Chargelink here. I want to build a better company that can work with the government and at the same time cannot go bankrupt because it has different applications of different businesses. But the grid is not ready for whatever is coming. We need to put wires, we need to invest millions or billions of dollars into the infrastructure to improve it. But then I think instead of us putting wires like we did before, we need to think about different solutions like batteries. We need to look at other countries, how they build their infrastructure and take lessons from them and copy those strategies and use it on our market. And I think today we don't do that, except a couple of companies that are growing. I think the future is bright, and we will have many issues with that, but we will solve them. And I will try to do my best to to work as much as I can to help to support this infrastructure. Yeah.
Let's talk about your charging stations. And I know you are one of the few companies in California making charging stations. Do you think California will have enough charging stations available for customers by 2035? And how about rest of the country?
Today, we have 4% of necessary infrastructure for electric vehicles in terms of charging stations. Many companies announce factories to manufacture charging stations, but there are different technologies over there. And we need those charges anywhere EV drivers go. I think by 2035, we may, I was thinking about it, and I wanted to say that we will not have enough infrastructure. We will not have enough chargers by 2035, but things can change really quickly. And maybe by that day, we will have enough chargers, but we will have more companies that can actually manufacture those and manufacture those here in the US. Government supports the infrastructure companies who can manufacture, build stuff. And that's all about American Dynamist right now. More companies try to announce manufacturing plants here in the US. And I hope one day we will announce that too, if the government can help us to do that. If not, we will try to do our best to do it without government money first on our own. But our goal and goal of other EV charging companies is to manufacture as many chargers as we can. And today, in 2022, we don't have enough companies. There's so much more money available, $100 million for EV charging stations, but there's nobody who can manufacture them. And we're only one of those few companies who can do that. Hopefully we can manufacture 100,000 of pieces a month one day.
I hope so. And where do you manufacture your parts? Yeah,
we have office in Santa Clara. We for AC chargers, stainless steel chargers that can be installed on the outside. Our idea is to manufacture everything here or in Mexico. In Mexico because it's cheaper than in the US, but the delivery time is almost similar. And we have a partner who has a manufacturing plant 45 minutes drive from San Diego. and we discuss with them how we can manufacture, how many pieces, and when we can start manufacturing over there. But we also have supplier of AC chargers in China today, because historically every company manufacture their things first in China because it's cheaper, it's faster, and you can produce more pieces. We can manufacture up to 1,000 AC charging stations a month, and China can support that. We can even manufacture 10,000 pieces a month. And if we have big demand, like today, we need to solve this issue. We don't have resources today to manufacture those things, as many pieces as we can here in the US, but Chinese companies can help us with that for start, and then we will see how it's gonna change in the future. Yeah.
How extensively would charging station be installed in the remote areas?
I think everybody is focusing today on big cities and places where it is necessary for EV drivers to charge their vehicles close to highways between big cities. And then rural areas is probably like third or fourth goal where EV charging companies will go. But then I think there is only one company that is focusing on rural areas. But again, they have more pre-orders than they can produce today. Government support rural areas as well. It's just not the focus in 2022, but maybe 2023 will be big for rural areas as well. Yeah, but I hope we will sell more chargers to rural areas, and we need distributors for that. We can't just hire more salespeople and try to install it there. Distributors is a big channel to go through to install more and more chargers. And we have many actually requests from our website, people who want to distribute charging stations to their own cities. And I like that people try to look into this market, because if you go somewhere to northern part of US, somewhere in the middle of America, even we don't have enough charging stations here in California. California is #1 market for electric vehicles. But if you go to Texas somewhere or other states, Minnesota, like we just don't see them almost anywhere. You go to a hotel and you can't charge your electric vehicle. So it will take us a while to build those charger stations in rural areas as well.
That was the problem discussed earlier, because outside of California, we just don't have enough support. Do you think you will have other method to deliver power to customer rather than the customer come to the charging station? Any solution for it?
Yeah, we will see what will happen after 2024. Today, based on what we see on the market, I don't think we will have enough charging stations by 2035, by answering on your previous question. But things can change really quickly, and percent of growth of those charging stations can change within a matter of years. And by 2035, property owners will be required to buy those charging stations. Today in California, if you have 9+ parking spaces at your property, it's mandated for you to install one charger station. If you have more than 15 or 20, you need to install 2 charging stations. In Canada, if you have a gas station or a parking, it's required to buy a charging station. If you don't buy it, you need to pay $10,000 a year to the government because you don't have charger. So I think those mandates will be in cities and states, and it will help our business and the whole infrastructure be more available to EV drivers.
Do you know the ratio that people have electric cars versus just standard gasoline cars today?
I try to remember the number. I know in terms of charging stations, in terms of electric cars, I can't say today, but California is #1 market. I honestly don't remember that number from my mind, because so many things change and so many different countries. Norway is growing, like I think 70% of sales of all vehicles in Norway are electric. In the US, as much as I remember, maybe we have 15% or 10% of sales of new vehicles today are electric, but then Tesla is number one. We don't have many other vehicles, but Ford is growing exponentially as well, and GM has their own, but those vehicles are already like developed companies, and we have more new companies like we have Hummer, but this is from GM as well. Lucid Motors that has 500 miles range, more than any Tesla has today. Those companies are exciting too.
Energy company has a energy saving program, such as avoid use large appliances during the high peak hours. Would this impact charging cars?
Yes. Again, those wires under the ground are just small. You cannot transfer enough power for, let's say, at the building where I live today, we have 4 chargers. You cannot put 20 charging stations here because the cables cannot support that, or they can get hot and then they can cause fires. So that's a big problem.
Do we have a solution for?
Batteries.
Okay.
And that's the next step.
Okay.
But then we can also build something different, kind of like small energy generators with the nuclear power, maybe small fusion reactors, something like that. That can be safe, because people are afraid by just hearing the word fusion, something out of this world. But if we can prove that it is safe, you can generate energy almost from anything. Yeah.
Let's go back to your battery again. So how well the electric car batteries or just battery perform in extreme cold and heat?
Yeah, batteries actually are quite good when it's cold outside, but it still degrades more than in normal weather. So let's say if you would have, I would say 300 miles range in the normal conditions, if it's cold outside, you probably will have maybe 260 miles. And it happens in Canada a lot, but people still drive electric vehicles, and other companies, they test their vehicles in those conditions. But for hot weather, we will see what will happen in Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia, they bought, in UAE, I think they bought 100,000 electric vehicles from Lucid Motors, and I'm not sure how the range is going to drop, but in hot places like Texas, Tesla already suffers with the range, because those electrical circuits can physically melt, and something can go wrong. And there are many cases when the car just malfunctioned because of the heat or because of the cold, but those manufacturers work in it, and I hope one day will be better. Today, it's all right, it's not the best.
Since we try to push everybody driving electric cars going forward, will your chargers work with older or historical buildings? If someone do live such buildings and like to get electric cars?
Yeah, it really depends on, we can install it almost anywhere. You can just plug it into the wall. We have home chargers that, like your phone charger, just plug it into your washer and dryer socket and it works. If the building has enough power, the answer is yes. If they don't, we need to think where is a closest location where we can plug it in and make it work. Yeah.
And I heard from my other friends who owns a Tesla, and they actually try to order the new car. I believe the wait list is quite long. You think an electric car will have a hard time to produce, and not just the charging stations?
Yeah, it takes time to produce electric vehicles, but the market is growing exponentially. More companies are coming up on the road, but we still don't have. China is number one market for electric vehicles. They have 10 plus million electric vehicles on the road today. We have, I think, less than a million, or maybe 2.4 million, as far as I remember, electric vehicles on the road today. But primary player is Tesla. And Chinese market, we have tons of companies, like 20 different models. And I love those vehicles, actually. Like, I sign up for a couple of people who talk and write about those electric car companies. In China, you can choose today which car you want, which color you want, and so on. They're so different from each other. In the US, it's kind of boring because you can't buy like premium electric vehicle that is not like Tesla. Lucid is doing something interesting as well, but the price of the vehicles is insanely high. Where you can buy Tesla Model 3 for $30,000, but there's almost no competitor with the same price. Lucid Motors costs, I think, because like from $60,000 plus, and their premium model like $120,000. We will not achieve, I think, goals that we want to achieve by 2035, but we are getting there. Elon Musk said by 2050, oh no, but 2035 we will have 50% of new vehicles sold are going to be electric. Maybe not. It's hard to say, but we will see. Yeah.
Was the Lucid model that you mentioned earlier can charge up to 5 hours?
Lucid announced their new vehicle, but this one is $250,000 vehicle.
Wow.
They have 500 miles range. There's no Tesla that has 500 miles range today. And Elon Musk just announced semi truck that has 500 miles, but that truck primarily focusing on transferring stuff from one place to another. And when it tows the load, it will have less miles. So I don't think Tesla can beat Lucid Motors by range today. But actual range of the vehicle, when you drive it, I don't think it's going to be 500 miles. It's going to be maybe 440, 460. Yeah.
And your chargers works for not just the electric cars, also works for trucks, bus, or other new vehicles going to use electricity?
Yeah, our chargers work for any electric car, an electric vehicle, including trucks, because they have the same similar plug, CHAdeMO or CCS or J1772. Tesla has their own adapter at every Tesla. When you buy it, we are compatible with Teslas as well. And even electric motorcycles, they even have also those plugs. But it's great that you mentioned those different type of vehicles, and it's important to say that we will have not only like just regular family vehicles, we'll have off-road trucks, motorcycles, SUVs, we will have trucks, vans, and all the transportation infrastructure is going to be electric. And imagine if we have problems today with a grid for just family vehicles, and we don't even have like many all other type of vehicles. And then imagine how many chargers and batteries we will need for those new models that is going to be on the road in the next 10 plus years. Electric buses are super popular today as well. There's a big demand to use those buses. And the key part about electric things is that it's not just a bus that can go from one place to another. It can even maybe go by itself without a driver in the future. It may send you necessary information, identify better roads, send you data that this road is not usable anymore. We should relaunch that to another road. And then we can apply AI algorithms and make this smarter than the regular bus that we have today, powered by diesel and needs a driver. And we need like 10 people to identify how to pay for the bus and where it goes and is it the best road or no. I think in the future, all those things will be made by AI and by like two people probably. Yeah.
Will you guys also make the chargers for the trains?
We didn't. It should look differently. If you maybe seen those actual electric chargers for trolleybus, like we have them a long time ago. It's like if you imagine there's a bus and it comes on top like this, charges, or you can just go and it'll be connected all the time. I actually talked to Coltrane about EV charging as well. They're not looking at chargers today because they have other technologies like hybrid and all other stuff, but they will switch it maybe in the next couple of years. That's what he told me. But I hope those trains will be electric too. They're supposed to be electric already 10 years ago. And you can still hear them. I live really close to a Coltrane station. I cannot hear from my house, but there are other buildings where people struggle today because of the sound of those engines. And if we replace them, a building can generate more money because people will actually love to live there. And because of that diesel or whatever they use, it's just not good.
I remember at the supermarket, and they have 5 or 6 different charging stations. I only can use one out of the 6. Do you think eventually they will convert everything to the standard size?
Yes, it's already happening. Even Tesla opened up their network for all other electric car companies. But we have so many electric cars that, like, if you go to Tesla superchargers, you can literally see a line of electric vehicles waiting for them to charge. We need more companies to build hardware, and we don't have enough of those companies. Standards are changing. If we had CHAdeMO before, because the CHAdeMO could work with Tesla and CCS cannot. Now these days it's switching. Now Tesla can support CCS as well. So CHAdeMO is dying. They are basically 3 necessary plugs: Tesla plug, J1772 or Type 2, and CCS. So we will have 3, but all 3 of them can work with all type of different vehicles. And then there are some other companies announcing 1 megawatt chargers, but those are combinations of 4 to 50 kilowatt chargers, and they have their own plug. Yeah.
So are you telling me that regular car actually can charge in the Tesla charging station?
You already can do that in Europe, in some countries. They're supposed to open up a network to all other electric vehicles in November or December this year.
Okay.
Tesla, right? But Tesla has so much demand from just Teslas. Imagine what can happen to all other electric vehicles. It's nice to have, and I wouldn't say it affects somehow on our business because we just don't have enough charging stations installed. And we already have customers, we already have pre-orders. We're busy for the next 4 or 5 years to install those charging stations at locations of our customers. We just need time basically to manufacture hardware and install it.
Can you please tell us how people can contact you for information and purchase chargers?
Yeah, if you want to buy your home charger today, just go on our website, click on products, and you can buy it online. We will deliver that charger in about 14 days. And if you want to buy 10 plus charging stations for your business, we can also give you business management platform to manage your charging network, see how much money you can make. You can give access to your employees for your fleets. We can help you to get money from the government to reimburse whatever you pay for charging stations. The government has a lot of support these days and work really fast to help companies like yours to install it. Just open our website, mychargelink.com, or email to me, Anatoly at mychargelink.com. Yeah, or just Google Chargelink and it's gonna pop up. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Anatoly, for your informative information for our listeners.
Yeah, I appreciate the interview, and I was happy to talk about things that I'm excited about and what I want to build, and how this company should look like in the future. And I hope in the future we will look back and say that it actually happened. But thank you for the interview, and we'll chat later. Bye.
Thank you, and good luck with your company.
Mhm.